Over the last few weeks, I've been playing with this Pergear 12mm f2. We looked at it last year on the Micro Four Thirds system and enjoyed it, but of course, it needed checking out on our favorite? Yeah, Fujifilm X Mount system. So I've been dodging the grey skies over the last few weeks to get some sample footage, to get a good grip on this little cheap lens, and let's see if it stands up to the reputation, what I said about it for the Micro Four Thirds. Anyway, we need to just see if it's worth the between 120 and 179 pounds, and if you should really take a look at it. Yeah, and when I say it, I mean this. If you saw the Micro Four Thirds video about this lens, it's basically identical. So we've got this nice little neoprene case with the belt loop, the clip, the drawstring. I like it. And there she is. Nice metal mount there. Let's pop that back on. Little snap cap there. I do like snap caps. This one is a little bit loose, but it's beside the point, probably because of this whole design going on here. So we've got a 62mm filter thread. That's a 12mm f2. So of course, on our Fujifilm Bodies, we're getting a 35mm format equivalent of 18mm. We've got a 97-degree angle of view. Around this side, we've got this manual focus ring, nice and smooth, going from 0.18, although the spec said minimum focus distance of 20 centimeters. Looks like this Fujifilm one's actually 0.18, round to a hard stop. I guess that's on infinity where it should be. We've got this little markings here to help us out. Now the aperture ring from f2 round to 22, it's got nice ridges for control, and it's quite a sure, you know, it's not loose at all, but it's not too stiff action. But alas, it is declicked, so there's that. Inside, apparently there's 12 elements in 9 groups, 10 rounded diaphragm opening blades. We might even get some decent out of focus areas shooting up close, etc. This thing weighs around 300 grams without the caps and the hood. You can get the hood off if you prefer, or you want to put your own on, but as you can see, you know, it takes its time. It's a little bit smaller than the Rockinon Samyang, which is a very nice lens to all intents and purposes. This thing is going for 179 on Amazon UK at the moment, or 121 bought direct with the free shipping from Pergear. Quite a difference there. Either way, we'll look at it as a £179 lens and go on from there. So let's take a little look at some straight out of camera, unedited JPEGs. You know how we love our JPEGs on the Fujifilm system. If you've used this lens, please let us know how you get on with the lens, because of course I can only comment on this copy. We don't know about quality control unless you let us know in the comments below. Of course, I've used it on a Micro Four Thirds, and that was basically the same story. Nice solid build, especially at this price. Now I haven't been using it in any particularly extreme weather conditions. I've just been dealing with a lot of grey skies, a lot of rain. I have used it in the rain. Nothing too hardcore. It's not weather sealed, so be very careful. But the T4 that I was using it on, or that I'm using it on, is, you know, weather sealed. so there's that. But as for the lens, just be very, very careful. But let us know if you've used it in any wild situations. It's not necessarily built for that, but it'd be cool if there's some good experience. I mean, you can always put a bag around it, and you know, it's not that difficult to get out and shoot with it in, let's say, most extreme situations. But you know, if you go beyond the levels of normalcy, is that a word? Yeah. Anyway, build quality, handling, very nice. We will talk about the manual focus ring and the declicked aperture ring in a little while, but I just want to put together my last set of sample shots, all unedited of course, and then we can throw it all together with me waffling and you looking at the sample images, which often tell more of a story than what I'm saying, and sometimes I don't need to say something if it's obvious. But yeah, build quality and handling, after all that waffle, spot on. You would never expect pro performance from a cheap lens, but you can get a good quality image out of this one if you work around the negatives. For a manual shooter that doesn't have the cash to go to the next level up, this is definitely worth looking at, even taking out on one of those dodgy UK sort of grey, sunny, will it, won't it kind of days. Manual focusing is smooth and quick, and of course the focus peaking of the Fujifilm cameras really helps. Now, the lens, it delivers some unfortunate field curvature, so when you're shooting a flat subject across the whole frame, the center's going to be in focus but the edges won't be. So I'd stick to landscapes and occasional fun wide open close-up center frame subjects, taking advantage of the 18cm minimum focus distance and then getting a bit more of an ambient surrounding. Do you know what I mean? You're getting decent sharpness in the center of the image, and of course it's not until you get to f8, maybe up to f16, that you're going to get the best performance across the whole image. But in all honesty, shooting between 5.6 and f8 was more than fine for the fun random shooting that I put this through. Chromatic aberration is pretty well controlled, and there's only a bit of purple fringing noticeable in certain scenes. It's definitely performing well at this price point. Now, there is a touch of distortion, but there's nothing that you can't correct easily. Also, it's a good lens if you're into sun stars and stuff like that, but flaring can be an issue. But funny enough, it's not as bad as you might have expected. Now, about that aperture ring, it is declicked and I'm still not happy about that, but at least working at f2 wide open is simple enough and it doesn't fall out of f2 as easy as other lenses fall out of their wide open position. When I was shooting with the camera on a tripod above head height, you know, and I just wanted to tweak it without knocking the framing off, a bit awkward. Of course, shooting normally, handheld at a height that I can see the scale, it's not a big deal, but clicks, we want clicks, please. Now for kicks, I want to share a page that I found about this lens, and I appreciate it might not be new to some of you or even much interest to others, but if you want, check out this page where the writer disassembles a copy of this same lens. It's pretty interesting, to be fair, and it seems to confirm my feelings about the build quality, for example. It also looks like they've disassembled a load of the lenses that we enjoy on this channel, so you know, check it out if you're into that kind of thing. I'll put the link below. For a lens coming in at £179 on Amazon and as low as 120 on Pergear's own site, I gotta say it's a cool little lens. And if you can live with the less than perfect IQ and the annoying curved focal plane, I don't know what this is, then sure, go for it. Now, of course, if you need things to be a bit better overall, a bit more controlled at the edges, for example, then yeah, go ahead, spend a bit more, get something like the Samyang rocking on. Meanwhile, in autofocus land, we're still waiting for that Viltrox 13mm to come out. And even better, maybe we can continue to bug Fujifilm to put out a 10mm f2 or a 12 f2. You know, we can dream, right? If we dream loud enough, maybe they'll do something about it. At least these lower end third-party companies dare to be slightly different. Anyway, let us know in the comments below how you get on with this lens. I'll see you soon.